Okay, so good morning to all of you.
Morning, sir.
So this is our first class in this season. Let's enjoy. We should enjoy learning. No pressure on any one of us. Now, it's just that with pleasure we will learn. Okay, so one of you, I think it is Sanidhi, who has sent these numerical problems, and I am told that this has appeared in your preparatories. Great. These questions are really good, and if we solve this properly, we are going to learn. Okay? Okay. Now, to read the first problem. A stone is dropped from a building, and 2 seconds later, another stone is dropped. How far apart are the stones by the time the first one reaches a speed of 30 meters per second, and acceleration due to gravity g is given as 10 meter per second. Okay? Okay. Now, first of all, what is the mistake in this? What is the mistake that you find here? Tell what is the mistake here? It's written nicely. Handwriting is nice. Everything is nice. Lekin there is a flaw. Yeah. See, acceleration due to gravity. What is the units of acceleration? So that's a mistake, and that's a serious mistake in physics. Okay, so physics is all about measurement, right? And if you don't measure, if you don't write the units properly, then it's a gone case. Okay? Okay. So that's basically the thing. Now, did you try to solve this numerical? Did you try? I'm not asking you. You solve, you get the answer. You know, I'm not here to prove a point, and you are not here to prove a point. We both are here to learn. Okay? Right. So, did you try to solve this numerical? Yes. So, did you get the answer? Why do you feel you didn't get the answer? You didn't solve it. Yeah. Only you didn't solve. I think these two students have attempted. Next time when the question is put in the group, you please try to solve and come to the class. See, you are to learn. If you make efforts only, you will learn. Your efforts will make you to learn, not my efforts. I am only going to help you to learn. Okay. Now, basically, you see, what I see is, the students are not able to solve the problem. Okay. Why? Because you have to get the mindset of a physics student, then you can solve the problem. You have tried to solve this problem like a mathematical problem. Which formula shall I use? So there is no direct formula for this problem. Okay, fine. Now, what is that physics mindset? First of all, understand what is physics. Physics is that branch which is helping you to understand the physical phenomena around you. Lightning occurs. Why does it occur? Why does the sky appear to be blue in color? Okay, and if you drop a iron ball into water, solid ball into water, it will sink. But the ship made of iron will float. So you see, if you observe, then you will notice why. Right? So these are all the adbhutas that we find in the nature, and science is helping you to unravel these mysteries in the universe. Right? Okay. So now here you see there is a physical situation that is given to you. What is it given? Physical situation. What is the physical situation here? Okay. So you have got a building, right? And on top of the building, assume that somebody is standing. Okay. So you create the physical structure. Okay. You don't have to draw the building, right? That's the beauty of physics. So you can joyfully, say that this is the point where there is a person who is standing, right, with his arm stretched. Of course, he is on a platform, and say this is a building on which he is standing, and then he has got a stone in his hand, right? He has got a stone in his hand, and he is going to drop it. Okay? Okay. And then, now understand the physical fact. The moment he leaves his hand, what happens? Stone begins to fall. Right. So the stone begins to fall. Now here you see, you should try to bring out the physical aspects of this. What are the physical aspects? See, Now the stone is going to fall to the ground along this path, correct? And what is this path? It is a straight line, directly towards the ground. Okay, now, and now you see the physical situation that is in hand. If you drop it, it's going to fall. It should be the physical system, the physical situation here must be constructed. I repeat, must be constructed using the concepts of physics and their relation. You understand? See, this building is constructed. How? You have got bricks, cement, steel, they are all organized to give you this function. So it's a physical phenomenon. You drop the stone, it is going to fall. Now construct it, because it's not that simple. Now you see, you start observing. So what are your observations? The moment you leave your hand, okay, now you have to describe it is, the body is set into motion. As long as it is in your hand, what is the physical state of the body? It is at rest. So what are the attributes of rest? Attributes of rest means how will you define rest using the concepts of physics?
Related to the position of time.
Correct. Now when I say attributes, so that means now you split that into concept. Rest is a concept. How will you define rest? Rest with respect to some reference point, the velocity of this body or the speed of this body is 0. Right? That is the first attribute. Okay, and that's it. And you can mark any point as the reference point. Which point will you mark it as a reference point? Any point you can mark. So you should conveniently mark a point which is reference. Now please understand. See, if you want to direct somebody to your house, say I want to come to your house. So how will you tell me to come to your house? So you will, yeah, you give me a landmark. And the landmark is such that it is understood by you and me. If you give some odd landmark, then I don't know. So you will first ask, like for example, you see my home. So I will tell you, come to my home. So where is your home? I will first ask you, do you know Ashok Nagar police station? Because that is a good landmark, right? So if you don't know also, if you ask somebody, everybody knows here where is Ashok Nagar police station. So they will tell you, yes sir, I know, I will. Sir, I know where is Ashok Nagar police station, or I will find out where is Ashok Nagar police station. That's the answer that you are going to give. That becomes the reference. I create a reference like that, which is understood by you and me. See, any point can be taken as a reference point, but it is arbitrary. But in reality, you see, it should be understood by you and me, right? So you can conveniently choose a reference. So, which reference point will you choose here? Right? So, you can choose this as a reference point, this as a reference point, but that's not going to help your course. So, I would say, well, you can choose this as the reference point, or this itself as a reference point. Correct? This itself as a reference point. This itself you can take it as a reference point, or this you can take it as a reference point. Which one do you want to take it as a reference point? Choice is yours. See, this is how you will construct the problem. I can tell you what is the formula and solve it. That's not the way to solve. I will solve this problem. Another problem, it is slightly given like this then. So what is the formula? Like that you will have now thousands of problems. Then you cannot create thousands of formulas and start biting it. You will go mad. And that's not physics. Right? So you're going to formulate the problem. So you have to conveniently choose a reference. Okay, I will choose this as a reference. This itself as a reference point. And I can choose. So to come to my home, Ashok Nagar police station is not the only reference. I can choose anything else. I can say, Cricket Academy. That's also a reference point, right? Or Madhu Bakery, or Shambhu Apartments. They're all landmarks. I can choose any of them. So conveniently I will choose. So I will choose this as a reference point. Right? Then reference direction. See, if supposing you come to police station, Ashok Nagar police station, and from there you are going to tell me, you are going to ask, sir, Illin hang Barudri, how shall I come from there? Assume that you don't know this area, but you have come to Ashok Nagar police station, right? Or I have come to Ashok Nagar police station, right? So from there you have to guide me to this place. How will you guide me? Come on, like physics students, you think. Don't start. See, when I ask you a question, don't start thinking, oh, this man is going to test me. I've got to prove my intelligence. My father told me I'm very intelligent. So he is asking a very intelligent question. No. I am not testing you, and you don't need to be intelligent, very intelligent to learn physics. You have got to learn physics with an attitude of physics. With minimum intelligence you can learn. It's the easiest subject. Alright? Okay. Now, I have come to the police station. I don't know this area. How will you guide me to this place?
Directions.
You tell me properly, think. Yeah, tell me, loud and clear.
Sir,
Huh.
I need to move straight from Shukla police station and take a right from Vedika.
Okay. She is very good. See, she is so aram se she is talking. So she says, well, what did you say, Sanidhi?
Sir, move straight from.
Move straight from Ashok Nagar police station. Now, see, physics. If you have got the attitude of physics, then you will not make the mistake that you made now. Assume that this is Ashok Nagar police station, right? I am standing like this. So if you tell me to move straight, in which direction should I move? If I go like this, I will go to Ashok Nagar. If I go like this, I will go to Mr. Bamai's house. If I go like this, I will come to Reduka. Understand? So if I move like this, I will go inside the police station. So you see, if you tell me go straight, then I have got options, 4 directions.
So we will first tell you to spot Renuka Bakery.
I don't know Renuka Bakery. My reference is only Ashok Nagar. If I knew Renuka Bakery, why will I stand in front of Ashok Nagar police station?
I mean, first the reference is Ashoka Nagar.
See, listen. You are not. You see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You must not hear. You must listen. You must not see. You should observe. Right? And you are not doing. You are not listening. You are not observing. You are hearing, and you are seeing. That's why you didn't capture my question. So fine. I have come to Ashok Nagar police station. From there, you have to guide me. How will you guide?
First, I'll ask you where is Ashok.
Loudly.
First, I'll ask you that where is Ashok Nagar police station? I mean, you can see the front of.
Correct. That's the thing. So if I am here, you will ask me, Mr. Sudhir Murthy, is the Ashok Nagar police station to your left, your right, or straight? Or you will tell me, sir, please stand in a direction such that Ashok Nagar police station is towards your left hand. Right? So orient yourself like this. So I will orient myself like this. Then you can guide me. So you have not only chosen the reference point, now you are going to set the reference direction. You understood? Otherwise, I will be hopelessly lost. So you will now tell me, sir, you have come to Ashok Nagar police station, that's the reference point. Now you orient yourself in such a direction such that the Ashok Nagar police station is towards your left. Now, sir, walk straight. Walk straight. Then how will you tell? Come on, tell me. Keep walking straight, sir. Guide me. Come on. Come on, user. See, this is what common sense is necessary. Come on, tell me.
Sir, take a right.
According to it, like taking the first right or the second.
No. See, first right, second right. First right, second right. Okay, fine. So keep walking straight. Tell me.
It's like if the house is in the in the second, if we take the second right.
Yes, sir. Keep walking straight. You will find a right turn. Do not turn there. Then you will find another right turn. Please turn there. Correct now? See, I will not get lost. I will not get lost. Sir, not the first right turn. Take the second right turn. Okay? And as you enter the second right turn, you will find a small Hanuman temple to the left of you. And keep walking for approximately 100 meters. Keep looking to your right. You will find a corner building with the name Feet Education. And that's my place, sir. Please enter. See, no confusion. This is how a physics student will observe and will represent and he will narrate. This is the difference between educated and uneducated, learned and not learned. And that is very simple. And you can use this for everything else that you do in your life. Okay? And that's how you become learning. Got it now? So, here you see, you have chosen a reference point. Now you got to choose what? Reference direction. So, you will say this is the reference direction. Okay? And you can give a name to this. So, you can say this direction is in X direction. And this reference point is this. So, now at this point, the stone is in my hand, its speed is 0. Then, what else are the attributes here? Where is it located? This reference point. So, you should give a name to that reference point. What name will you give? Loud! No. See, you cannot make it A. See, I have already told you, this is the reference point, this is the reference direction. Pardon, loud? No. I will give the name, see, I have said this, I will give the name x is equal to 0. I am starting there. See, that is how you see physics is all about quantifying. What is physics? We are learning we are going to deal only with physical quantities in physics. I'll tell you, we are going to learn physical quantities in physics. What are physical quantities? Loud!
Which can be measured.
Which can be measured? What which can be measured? What can be measured? What? Which means what?
Its magnitude can be measured like 1 kg to 2 kg.
So what do you call that?
Measure.
So, my dear friends, see, in this world, like physics students, what do you see in this world? You see only two things. Matter and energy. Right? These are the only two things. From physics point of view. The chemistry teacher will tell you, oh my God, this is full of substances and elements and compounds and reactions, and that is why I and you are living. Fine. That's a good perspective from physics, from chemistry point of view. A biologist will tell you, oh, this world consists of two major categories, living and non-living. So he starts. And in biology, we deal with living beings. And then we divide the entire living beings into 8 categories. Protozoa, porifera, ciliatrata, arthropoda, all that. Chemist says, hello, this world consists of 112 basic elements. And everything that you see is combination of this. Perspective. Right? And a historian will tell you, look, I and you are living in a civilized society because of the transformation that has taken place. That's right. So, you have to have the right perspective. So, for we physicists, it's matter and energy. Right? And physics is very simple. You call a cat, why? You call a cat, why?
Because we gave it that.
Okay. Why do you call a cat? You have defined, yes. How did you define it?
Due to its looks and its.
Due to its looks, correct. So you are all hitting it as the properties of a cat. You call a cat because it has the properties of a cat. You call Sankal because he has the properties of Sankal. Simple. Understood? So, we physicists identify by its properties. Now, what are the properties? Well, there are so many properties. See, if you want to describe this, there are so many properties. Length is so much, its breadth is so much, its mass is so much. All these are properties. Oh, it's beautiful. That's also a property. It's very nice. I like it. But you see, amongst these properties, you can measure the length, you can measure the mass, but you can't measure the beauty. So therefore, of these properties, we will only take those properties which are measurable. That is, you can measure the length, you can measure the mass, you can measure the thickness. Only that becomes the physical quantities. It's beautiful, is a property, but it is not a physical. It is not a physical. So those properties which are measured, it is a physical property, beauty, but those properties of matter and energy which are measurable are called physical quantities. Understood? So, understood. You should learn physics like this. If you by heart, that is not physics. See, how much ever you do, you will feel miserable and you cannot understand many things. And so simple. So elegant, so must physics. You can enjoy, no boredom for us. Anytime, if you just open a book and start reading or experiment, do something, you will live very happily for the entire life. No boredom, nothing. Right? Okay, fine. So, physical quantities are measurable physical properties. Among the measurable physical properties, well, you have some things which can be completely defined by its magnitude, and some quantities which will get defined both by its magnitude and its what? Directions. Okay, we'll come to that later. So therefore now, here you see, reference point is something that we have defined and it should be completely defined. So it's just a point. But now that point is significant for us. So you have to give a name to that. You are significant. So there's a name for it. So this reference point should have a significance. What is the significance? We'll say x is equal to 0 because we have defined this direction as x. And that location is x is equal to 0. We are giving a name. See, giving a name means, that doesn't mean like, your name and my name. No. Giving a name here means, you should see, in physics, whatever we say, it should lead to measurement. If I say x is equal to 0, that means if you go to measure, you will keep, if you take a scale, you are going to keep the 0 point of the scale at this point. So that's it. That's x is equal to 0. Got it? No ambiguity. It's complete. So what are the attributes of this point? V is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. Got it? Now, the moment you leave your hand, what do? You start observing the physical phenomena. You start observing the physical situation. The moment you leave your hand, you observe the physical phenomena. You observe the physical situation. Correct? The moment you leave your hand. So, the moment you leave your hand, how you represent? The moment.
Velocity and x will be increasing.
Jor matadbek.
Velocity and that x value will keep on increasing.
How will you define that moment? See, I define that point as, that location as x is equal to 0. I start the observation.
X is equal to 1, 2.
I start the observation.
It's like after 1 second we.
I start, no, see, your problem is you are already thinking of solving the problem. So you are not, see, for you, yes, this theory and all I don't know, I want the solution to this problem. So with that mindset you are sitting. Then you will not learn physics. You will solve this problem. But another problem if I give, you will be seeing the sky. See, the basic problem is, you have to learn physics properly. Understand? It's not formula. See, in your school they have trained you like that. Oh, this formula hatsa banta, this hatsa banta. That's not the way. See, you don't know. If you tell me what is the name that you see, at that instant I am going to drop the stone. What do you call that movement? What do you call means, I am not telling you your name and my name. What? That instant. It's going to free fall. What do you call that moment? That instant. See, I told you that the position at which it is going to start, I gave the name x is equal to 0. Can you not say the instant you drop the stone, the time t is equal to 0? Is it so difficult for all of you? This is what I am trying to tell you. This mindset you don't have. You have got to develop this. Unless you develop this mindset, you will not learn physics. And if you develop this mindset, physics is the easiest subject in this universe. That's it. I teach my students in 9th standard and 10th standard all the fundas. I create that mindset. And then PUC 1 and 2, you want to do IIT, you want to do NEET, you want to do what not, you can do yourself. You don't need me. You don't need any coaching. You can learn by yourself. And that's how most of the students who have got into IIT, advanced, NEET and all, they have been trained in 9th and 10th. Understood? And this is how you have to get trained.
Could you tell again, sir? I didn't understand the part.
Why you didn't understand? Because you were not concentrating. Correct? Because you were thinking something else when I was teaching. Because you are bored of, this theory. Don't worry. I am not scolding you, but I am telling you the truth.
I was imagining it.
Yeah, so you don't imagine. So you all have to develop that mindset that Sudhir Murthy is teaching stuff. He is not beating around the bush. And whatever he says is relevant not only for today, for the rest of your lives. You must get that into your mind and sit in my class. then it will be useful. Anyways, for your benefit, and good that you accepted that I don't. What is that point you didn't understand, gentlemen?
No, means when you were telling that I got to know that X is equal to 0, then you wrote T is equal to 0. You were telling that at the moment at which it was released, you were telling, sir.
Huh.
Then I started to.
Yeah, you started revenge. Good boy. See, you are accepting that you did a mistake, and I will help you. Thank you. See, the moment you see this in my hand, okay. Now, the moment I leave my hand, that moment you mark and say T is equal to 0, time is equal to 0. You have set the stopwatch. T is equal to 0. You have reset the stopwatch, and it starts ticking. That's precisely T is equal to 0. Clear? Clear? Good. So X is equal to 0, V is equal to 0, T is equal to 0.
The attributes of that rest position.
Yes. Excellent. Attributes of the rest position, the moment you release your hand, not when you are holding. There's a difference. The moment I release, the moment I just take my fingers, at that moment, what is the situation? The motion just starts. All the initial conditions must be measured, must be specific. Got it? What else pertaining to motion should I? Another physical quantity, very important, that I need to mention here. The moment I leave my hand.
The screen which it is moving.
Amma, adu T admele moving agutte. The moment I release my hand, see, you didn't listen, you hear.
Direction should come. It's like I can direction.
Hey, that is what I'm trying to tell you. You are not listening, you are hearing. You are not observing. You are seeing. You are not learning. You want to get the answer. You don't want to learn. Come on, learn. The moment I release my hand, what are all the attributes attached? Because we are discussing motion. One is its speed is 0, its position is 0, the time instant is 0. What else of that body have I got to mention?
So, acceleration.
Excellent, that's it. The body instantly starts getting accelerated the moment you release your hand. Excellent. So what is the acceleration? Think and tell. Think and tell. See, you should not simply tell something, you should think. See, you think and give me a wrong answer. I don't mind. I don't mind a wrong answer. But it should be thoughtful. It should not be simply arbitrary like that. It should not be arbitrary. The moment you release your hand, what is the acceleration?
The acceleration due to that.
That will always be there. Any body that is freely falling will always be accelerating, no. Understood? You take any body and you leave your hand. See, if I leave it here, acceleration is G. If I leave it here, acceleration is D. If I throw this body,
Minus.
when it is ಏನು ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬೇಡ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಜಿ ಸರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಬರೋಣ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಧಂಬರ್ಧ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬಾರ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ತಿಳಿಸಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಏನಂತೆ ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ವೆನ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ವೆನ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ okay good okay fine so that is constrained motion the body cannot go like this on its own right because it is always accelerated down right if I throw something like this here will it go straight no it will go in a parabol so if I throw like this there is a probability it will fall on your head there is a probability it will fall down here correct no yes in fact not probably it will fall right because of g is always acting down whether the body is going like this or whether like this or whether like this or whether like this g is always like this correct so it has got g and g is not equal to 6 and they are given in this problem g is equal to 10 meters per second so these are the initial conditions did you get it see physics baking idukku ada but I am making it sankshipt for all of you right I have got to teach you what is motion then you will understand this better but unfortunately there is no time so I will just start like this and proceed all right so these are the attributes now let me come to the point so what happens the body starts moving right and it keeps coming here along this path so somewhere down the line it is here right? Now what are the attributes of this point? If you have understood what I have told, you will tell.
So V will be increased and X.
There will be some V. Okay, I will call this point as, okay, this point as point A. Right? So the velocity at this point will be VA. Great. Right. What else?
Acceleration.
Then what is the next thing?
X.
Louder!
X will also remove.
Yes. So x, that is, it has travelled this distance x, xa. So x will be equal to xa.
Your time
And the time will
time.
So time t will be equal to ta, and v will be equal to va.
G will be C.
G will be c. Got it? Understood? Now the question is, so can you relate these attributes with these attributes? Given these conditions, if I give you these conditions, then can you tell me what are these, how will you relate these physical quantities? Meaning, good. Andre, this is initial condition, stone bit is condition. After time ta, it is here, but it is still going. Then the conditions at ta are this. Can you relate these quantities with these quantities?
Like initial and final position.
Okay, you want to call it as initial and final position? Accepted. If you say this is final position, final andre nintilla, antada. If you say these are final and these are initial, yes, you give me the relation between initial and final positions. Come on, relate. See, if you are relate, then you are doing physics. Otherwise, you are doing nonsense. Don't relate all of them together. At least one by one you relate. Can you tell me VA in terms of the things that I have written here? In terms of this and whatever I have written here. Increasing is okay. Now relate. You have to give me a mathematical.
The time is equal to a, means like the velocity will increase. Like taking time as 3 seconds, it has gotten till a. Means the acceleration at a gravity strength. So the velocity will be 30 meters.
Great. So you are able to relate like this. Come on, the same thing you formulate. Give me generalization. Don't give me numbers. VA is equal to what? Good. You understood the question.
VA is equal to T into G.
Excellent. That's it. So VA will be equal to G into TA. Because it has traveled for a time TA. This is called as relation. You understand? So you are building the problem. You are building the problem. Understand? See, I didn't give you the formula. You are formulating the problem. This is called this. Okay? Now similarly, can you tell me what is XA? It has traveled a distance XA. Can you relate? See, these are all the physical quantities. So if you see what is physics after all? Physical situation, physical phenomena. You need to explain that physical phenomena, physical situation by using the relevant concepts and relating. See, you don't start sitting and imagining. You should follow me. I give you time to think. You should think at that time. When I am teaching, if you are thinking, God save you. Understood? Okay, right. I will appreciate learning. I will not appreciate answers. Answers will automatically come if you are learned well. Okay, right. So now tell me, it has traveled a distance XA. So can you relate the quantity that I given here and what is XA? Can you formulate it?
T plus half GT square.
Louder.
T plus half GT square. Like
T plus half GT square. How did you get that?
like distance formula.
T plus half GT square.
Like a UT plus half, but U is already 0.
So what is this one? XA is equal to what? T plus you told something.
Like UT plus half GT square. U is initial.
Okay. So you know that formulation. X is equal, the distance traveled is called UT plus half GT square. So here initial velocity is 0. So that will become what? Half GT square. Isn't it? Half G P square. Correct? That's it. That's it. Hello? Right. Now, if I ask you, How did you get this formula? You remembered. In this situation, you remembered there was a direct formula. But there can be a situation where there is no direct formula. So if you know how to derive this formula using the basics, then you can solve any problem. See, my job here is not to solve the problems that you have given me. I can solve. I have got 30 years experience. What will happen if I solve this problem? You will all say, hey, sir, must solve madidare. Sir, must ಮಾಡಿ. Sir is very intelligent. What is the use of that? I am not here to prove any point. I am not a politician here. I am not a businessman. I want nothing. I want the pleasure of my students learning. So if I solve, then your time and my time is simply wasted. But if I make you to solve, your time and my time are usefully spent. So my objective is to make you to solve. I'll make you to solve this sum yourself. Trust me. Now tell me, you just answered this. How did you get this formula? Tell me.
Position and
Tell me. You tell. I will do it here on the board.
S equals to V into
How did you get that?
So we use values.
No, you should not use values and derive. It should be generalized. Okay, simple. Huh? See, now first of all, you should appreciate that G is acceleration. G is constant acceleration. There is a difference between uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration, constant acceleration. Right? Uniform, what is acceleration?
Changing velocity.
the rate of change of velocity.
Rate of change of velocity is, that's not the way to put the acceleration. See, whenever in physics we are introducing a concept or something like that, there are two aspects of definition. One is qualitative, another one is quantitative. Any definition. So your qualitative definition must explain that concept and lead to a mathematical formulation. That's the way, that is what is the framework of every definition with conditions attached. Okay? Now you see, I am asking a very basic question, Mr. Sankalp. So if you are able to answer this, you can answer everything else. Come on, tell what is acceleration. Yeah, rate of change of velocity, fine. But you know, it's not, I am not going to give you award marks for it. See, now you tell me in reality, what is acceleration?
Increase in the speed.
Loud!
Increase in the speed.
Increase in the speed is acceleration. Okay, I see. But is that all the definition? See, now, you should not learn physics, by book. Book is only giving you information. You should learn physics by experience. Have you experienced acceleration any time in your life? Have you?
Yes, sir.
When?
Traveling in a car.
Traveling in a car. Okay, you are traveling in a car. Imagine. When will you say you are accelerating?
But not so like, sir.
You are sitting in a car, man. You are sitting in a car. The car, you are sitting in a car. Tell me, how did you experience it? You are accelerating. Tell me your experience. Now, at this moment, you say, my car is accelerating. Oh, now it is not accelerating. How will you say?
What's the speed was comparatively slow and
How do you know what is the speed of the car?
the speedometer.
So you got to see the speedometer, and if you see the speed is increasing, you are going to say it is accelerating. Good. I like it. That is correct.
Change in the speed or the velocity of the.
See, you are going bookish. You are going bookish. You are sitting in a car. See, he told. See, listen. What you did not hear what he said. You are in your own imaginary world. What did he say? I asked him, how did you say it is accelerating? He gave his experience. He was seeing the speedometer. He saw that the speedometer changed, and then he said, yes, it is accelerating. I accept it. Good. But that's not complete. That's one part of it. So only if the speedometer changes, you mean to say it is accelerating?
It's with the reference point.
Where is the reference point? See, Sankalp, you have to change your way of thinking from the grassroots. Because you are not at all understanding my question. See, you are imagining what is given in the textbook. Your search engine is started. Your search engine has started and it is searching the book for the answer. No, I am not teaching like that. See, he caught my question. I told him, how did you experience? You are traveling in a car. Come on, tell me. So he gave his experience. He said, well, I was watching the speedometer changed, so my car is accelerating. Excellent, I accept it. That's his experience, physical experience. Now, like that, you tell me, okay, that is one aspect of acceleration, that you are sitting in a car. So, is that the only way that you will understand that the car is accelerating?
Sir, when the car is rest and suddenly it starts moving, so that category we are accelerating.
Good, I like this also. So you have a perception. You have a perception. You don't have to see the speedometer. You have a perception that the speed has changed.
Even sir, you may fall backwards or frontwards.
Yes, that's a perception. You can fall backward or frontward. That's a perception. So in what Rishil said and what Sanidhi said, okay, there is perception. There is perception of change of velocity. So there is perception of change of velocity, and therefore you said it is accelerating. Well done. Is there any other thing by which I can say that the body is accelerating? Well, you are traveling in a train or even a car. You are watching the speedometer. The speedometer is showing 40 km per hour. There is an instance, there is a situation where even though the speed of the car is 40 km per hour, it is going with 40 km per hour. I am seeing my watch and it's going at 40 km per hour, but still I will say the car is accelerating. So what is happening?
It's continuously going in 40 km.
I am seeing the speedometer. It is showing 40 km per hour. I am watching the speedometer for about 1 minute. It is showing 40 km per hour. But I will say the car is accelerating during that 1 minute. How is it possible?
The acceleration remains constant in that time.
No, you're wrong. So you don't know the meaning of acceleration. If the speed is not changing, I am still telling it is accelerating. How is it possible?
So if you look outside, that time will be.
Oh, I am okay. You see outside, you see inside. The speed is 40 km per hour.
So inside it will be same. Your experience no change.
Huh.
If you see outside,
I see outside. Okay, all trees are moving. So I am still telling the car is accelerating. Experience. Come on, imagine yourself in a car.
Speedometer telling 40 kilometers for a continuous system.
Huh.
Not even a single unit changes there.
Not single unit. For 1 minute I am observing. 1 minute observe कर रहा हूँ. वो 40 km per hour ही है. Change ही नहीं है. फिर भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो car is accelerating. सच्ची बोल रहा हूँ. मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ. ये मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है. मेरा खुद का एक्सपीरियंस है. कैसे हो सकता है?
Because we have started from the position.
नहीं स्टार्टिंग पोजीशन के मतलब नहीं है. अब कार में आप हिंदी समझ में आते हैं ना सब लोगों को. मैं कार में जा रहा हूँ. हुबली छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ. बहुत देर से सडनली मैं कार का स्पीडोमीटर देख रहा हूँ. वो 40 km पर आवर दिखा रहा है. और फिर भी मैं बोलता हूँ कार एक्सेलरेट हो रहा है. कैसे? तो एक्सेलरेशन का मतलब क्या है? कम बताइए. व्हाट इज एक्सेलरेशन?
Velocity changes, speed.
Loud.
Speed should change.
Only speed should change.
The change of velocity means.
What do you mean speed change of velocity? Velocity change का मतलब क्या है?
Speed with direction.
Loud.
Speed with direction changes.
Speed with the direction. If speed with the direction changes, that is acceleration. नहीं.
आप बोल रहे हैं कि
देखो चेंज इन वेलोसिटी का मतलब क्या है? देखिए मिस्टर अंकल, ये सब बातें जानना चाहिए, समझना चाहिए. चेंज इन वेलोसिटी का मतलब क्या है? चेंज इन वेलोसिटी का मतलब ये है कि एक बॉडी का स्पीड चेंज हुआ तो भी एक्सेलरेट हुआ. एक बॉडी का स्पीड चेंज हुआ वो भी एक्सेलरेशन है. एक बॉडी का डायरेक्शन चेंज हुआ वो भी एक्सेलरेशन है. एक बॉडी का दोनों स्पीड और एक्सेलरेशन चेंज हुआ वो भी एक्सेलरेशन है. इसको बोलते हैं हम चेंज इन वेलोसिटी. अब बोलिए, मैं कार में जा रहा हूँ, वो स्पीडोमीटर को वॉच कर रहा हूँ. 1 मिनट फॉर 1 मिनट इट इज शोइंग 40 km per hour, बट आई क्लेम इट इज एक्सेलरेटिंग. तो क्या हो रहा?
So it is supposed to move. So it is
Loud.
supposed to move, sir.
It is supposed to.
Move, sir.
It is moving.
sir,
Sir,
speed is
because-
constant, but the direction is changing.
So it is turning.
We are moving in that particular.
The car speedometer is 40 km per hour, but it is turning. So I say it is accelerating. आप महसूस नहीं कर सकते हो. देखो कार में बैठे हो, वो कार 40 km per hour वो टर्न हुआ तो क्या होता है? आप ऐसा होता है, ऐसे होते हैं. कार ऐसा टर्न किया तो you will go like this. कार ऐसा टर्न किया तो you will go like this. There is, you feel that no? अभी ट्रेन में जा रहे हो, टनल चेंज हो रहा है, you will feel as if you are pushed this side. You studied all this. Understand? So what is acceleration? Now tell me, what is acceleration? Define now. Think and define. Don't see the book. Now with whatever I have discussed, you tell. This is experiential learning. मैं आप लोगों को एक्सपीरियंस दे रहा हूँ, एक्सपीरियंस करने की मौका दे रहा हूँ. वो एक्सपीरियंस से आप बोलिए एक्सेलरेशन क्या है. हाँ.
The situation where the speed changes and along with the direction.
You didn't understand. Speed is, see, I told you 40 km per hour, the speedometer is showing same speed. But yet I told it is accelerating. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? The speed is 40 meter, but the car is turning. Speed is constant, man. Direction is changed. So you didn't hear me out. Either the speed has changed, it is acceleration, or direction has changed. Speed is remaining constant, direction has changed. That is also acceleration. Both are changing. That is also acceleration. मतलब मालूम हुआ? So you have to be so concentrated. See, you are not able to concentrate, my dear friends. So now you see, if you want to learn physics under me, you have to be excellent students. Excellent student means your whole attitude must change now. You must know how to listen. You must know how to concentrate. Every word that I say is concentrated. I am not using any adverb and adjective here. I am not doing any drama here. Every word I speak is full of value. You must know how to derive it. If you are sitting there and thinking when I am teaching, then God save you. ठीक है? हाँ, now define what is acceleration. हाँ.
Acceleration is when a particular object's speed changes, or either the direction or both of the speed and direction change.
Yes, that is called acceleration. This is the matlab of change of velocity. When the velocity of a body or a particle changes during an interval of time. When the velocity of a body or a body or a particle changes during an interval of time, then it is said to be accelerated. That is the definition of acceleration. Now, mathematically, acceleration is defined as the time rate of change of velocity. Time rate of change of velocity. See, you don't have vectors in your syllabus. So therefore, I cannot define and write it on the board. Therefore, I am not writing. Okay? Nevertheless, of course, if you had come for 9th standard from day 1, I would have taught you all these things to you in detail, starting from vectors. Now, which is no time, so I will not touch upon vectors and all. But trust me, when you come to PUC first year, I will teach you all those things. So probably in 10th standard also, I will touch upon vectors and I will start. Trust me, because I want you to prepare for the future, not just 10th standard examinations. I want to give the right foundation. Anyways, so right now you see, if somebody asks you what is acceleration, if the velocity associated, what is the acceleration of a body, if the velocity associated with the body or the velocity of a body changes during an interval of time, then it is said to accelerate. Mathematically, the time rate of change of velocity is the acceleration of the body. That is how you have to define. Two parts, qualitative and quantitative. मालूम हुआ सब लोगों को? ठीक है? Okay, done. Good. So now, having said, if the acceleration, see, now here you see, if the car is traveling in a straight line and if its speed is changing, if the speed is constantly changing, that is, it travels equal distances in equal intervals of time in the same direction, then what is the acceleration? It is no acceleration. Acceleration is zero because the velocity is constant, right? And if it changes, if the change is equal, it has changed by 10 meters per second, next instant, next 1 second it changes by 10 meters 1 second, next also it changes by 10 meters 1 second, then it is, and the direction is not changing, then we call it as constant acceleration. Uniform is, see, now you see, understand uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration is, there is change in the velocity. Change in the velocity means speed is changing or direction is changing or both is changing. And if this change is, if the change is the same at every interval of time, but the direction is changing, then it is uniform acceleration. If the direction is also not changing and it is uniform acceleration in the same direction is called constant acceleration. See, these concepts I need quite amount of time to explain. There's no much time, and I'm sure in the first class itself, if I start teaching a lot of theory, you will get bored. So I'm not going to. I'll teach you. Don't worry.
Means uniform acceleration means means it is traveling equal distances, but they change in also the direction.
देखो, ये क्या है? Circle है ना? है ना? Now there is a particle. It is traveling with speed v, not changing speed. So it is changing with speed v. Is it accelerated? Why? This is performing uniform acceleration. Good example. Understood? Now the body is falling. It is performing constant acceleration. Okay, I can explain it better, but there is no time. So G stands for constant acceleration. Okay, fine. Any question? Now derive this formula. So this formula can be derived like this. Okay. Now the distance traveled is equal to average velocity. Average velocity during an interval of time into the time taken. So what is the average velocity here? Say now as the body is traveling like this. At this instant time is t1. At this instant the time is t2. This distance travelled is x. Okay, and the velocity here is v1. The velocity here is v2. Right? Velocity is accelerated. Now you see, x will be equal to, and if I say that it is constant acceleration, if I say it is constant acceleration, then I can say x is equal to average velocity v1 plus v2 divided by 2. Average velocity into time. This gives you x. Now in this case, x is equal to xa. What is v1? Initial velocity 0. What is final velocity? va. Okay, and divided by 2 into time taken is ta. So I will get here xa will be equal to va ta divided by 2. And what is va? va is gt. So I get here half gt. See, so you must be so fluent. You should know what are the physics. Physical phenomena kya hai? Physical situation kya hai? Then formulating the problem is. So given a physical situation, you must be able to convert it into mathematical formulation. Given a mathematical formulation, you must imagine and create the physical situation. जिसको ये आता है वो फिजिक्स सीखता है, जिसको ये नहीं आता वो फिजिक्स नहीं सीख रहे, कुछ सीख रहे, मार्क्स तो मिलेगा एग्जाम में, उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, ज्ञान तो नहीं मिलेगा. समझ गया? ठीक है. देखो मैं ये सब चीज आपको अगर पता हो तो आप ये प्रॉब्लम आसानी से सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो नहीं. ठीक है. हाँ, अब हम ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे. ठीक है. हाँ, डोंट वरी, आई एम नॉट सॉल्व ऑल द प्रॉब्लम्स लाइक दिस. I am only giving you the theory relevant here. Next problem you will solve it within 2 minutes. You will see. Okay? Okay. I hope you understood this. Right. Okay. So these are all the relations that we have got. Keep it. I'm going on the reference. Yeah. Okay. So now this is the situation. Okay. Now let's solve the problem. A stone is dropped from a building, and 2 seconds later another stone is dropped. Now think about the problem. Now come to the problem. So what is the physical situation? I have dropped this stone. Okay. Then after 2 seconds another stone is dropped. That means in the 2 seconds what has happened?
The first one already happened.
The first term
Has traveled some
has traveled some distance. Okay? Now how will you formulate this situation? Look at this board and tell me. So assume that the body has traveled from here to here in 2 seconds. So our VA becomes V2. V2 stands for velocity after 2 seconds. X2 becomes what? Distance traveled after 2 seconds. Okay? So what is V2? Loud!
GT.
GT2.
Means like G into T, but after 2 seconds, like 2G.
Matter? It simply becomes 2G. And G is given as 10, so it becomes 20 meters per second. Then what is X2? You don't need X2, I am just writing it here. For this problem, you don't need X2. Tell me what is it? Half into G into
V2 square.
into 2 square. So 1 2 cancel, this becomes what? 20 meters. Understood? So the stone has traveled 20 meters. Now you imagine, when I drop here, it has traveled a distance of 20 meters. At the 20th meter, its speed is 20 meters per second and it is still traveling. Can you imagine? Good. Now, when this is the situation, the second stone has started. Second stone has started to fall. So first stone has started. Now what happens? This stone is having all these attributes, and this stone is having what attributes? These attributes. Okay? Now what happens when I leave this? And so this is also now started free falling. This is also free falling. Then what happens?
So at the point where this first stone which you have left out, the second stone will also gain the same.
No, you are not. You are to imagine the situation. अभी ये stone गिर रहा है और stone गिरना शुरू किया है, तो बाद में क्या होता है? दोनों is free falling with same acceleration. इसका velocity भी बढ़ रहा है और इसका velocity भी बढ़ रहा है. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या दिया है कि how far apart these two stones by the time the first stone speed reaches 30 seconds. So the first stone here it is 20 meters per second. So it keeps falling. When the first stone is here at point B, its speed becomes 30. So that is what they have told. So they have now told V30. I'll give some name V30. So V30 is how much? 30 meters. Hello? 30 meters per second. Now, when this stone is at B, its speed is 30 meters per second. Now, what happens to stone A, the first stone?
It reaches the point E.
Why?
Because in 2 seconds it has reached
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You should not solve the problem. You want to quickly solve the problem and prove a point, Sankalp. Come on, leave that habit. You go with the process. अभी मैं क्या पूछ रहा हूँ? This stone is here. This stone is here. Its speed is 30. At that time, what is the condition of that stone? It is falling. You don't know where it is. अरे यार, you don't know where it is. This stone can be somewhere here only. It need not be at this point. It may or it may not be. Understood? So don't decide. See, we are all, we have been tutored by, all our many people that, I am intelligent, I am very good. All this is nonsense. Nobody can do it. There are very, very few people in this world. Very few people who are extremely intelligent. Okay? Hello? So you don't know. You just say it is at some point. But one thing you know. What is it? This has taken some time to come from here to here. And this has also taken same time to come here. Hello, are you there? This is intelligence. If you are intelligent, you will appreciate this. So the time taken for this to come from here is same as the time taken for this to come from here to here. Did you appreciate that? ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಿತ್ತು ಅದೇ ಅವಾಗ 2 seconds ಇದು ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 seconds ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೊ 2 seconds ಗೆ ಇದು ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ 20 meters per second ಇತ್ತು ಅವಾಗ ಈ ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಾಗ ಇದು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬೀಳಾಕತ್ತೆ. This also started falling down. At the same time, this also started falling down.
That point A is 20 meters per second already.
This is already 20 meters per second. But from there it started falling down.
At the same rate.
At what?
At the same like 2 seconds.
See, so you see, you imagine now. Okay? You imagine now. I leave the first stone. It fell down. So after 2 seconds, this first stone was here. And it is falling. I can't show that. But at that time, I will leave this stone. Observe. And now don't see it down. So at that time, what happened? This was here. This had taken 2 seconds to come here, the first stone. At that time, I left this stone. Then this also started falling. This all went on. This speed was 20 meters per second. This speed was 0. Then this speed becomes 30 meters per second. At that time, this is here. What is the speed of this? We don't know, yaar. We don't know what is the speed. We only know that this speed has increased. And this speed has also increased. But the situation given is this, that this one has reached here. Its speed at some instant is 30 meters per second. Are you getting it? So the speed of this stone here was 20 meters per second. Now the speed of the first stone here is 30 meters per second. That is what you have told. So this has fallen from here to here. At that time, this has fallen from here to here. Correct? So this has taken some time to fall. And during the same time, this has fallen from here to here. Did you understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Let the time be t. Let the time from here to here be t. Because this t is c. This t is c. Got it?
Yes, sir.
This t is c.
So both 2 seconds.
2 seconds ಮುಗೀತು. See, this is a problem. ನೋಡಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನಾಗೋಗಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಪ್ಪಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಹಚ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ತಲೆನ ಓಡಿಸೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ತಲೆ ಓಡಿಸೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರಿ. ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಡಿ. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗಿಂತ ಮೂಡ್ಕಿದ್ದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೈಮ್ನಾಗ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಟೈಮ್ನಾಗ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. ನಾ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬೈದ್ರೆ ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚಲೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ರಿ, ಅದು 2 seconds. 2 seconds ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬೀಳಾಕತ್ತೆ ಹೌದಿಲ್ಲ? ಈಗ ನೋಡ ದೋಸ್ತ, ಈಗ ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಕೈ, ಇದು ಇದು ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ, ಇದು ನೋಡಿದೆ, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇದು ಈಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನೀನು ಕೈ, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ 20 meters per second ಇತ್ತು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್. ಅವಾಗ ನಾ ಇದು ಕೈ ಬಿಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಇದು ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇದು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬಂತ, ಇದು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬಂತ ಹೌದಿಲ್ಲ? ಇದು 20 meters to 30 meters ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಇದ್ರ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ 0 to some ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಬೀಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡೈತಿ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಇದು ತಗೊಂಡೈತಿ. ಹೌದಿಲ್ಲ? 2 seconds difference ಇದೆ. But that is not important. At this time, that is not important. Did you get it, Aryan? 100%? So now these two times are same. So the time taken for the velocity of the first stone to change from 20 to the first stone to change from 20 to 30, the time taken, and the time taken for the second stone to change from 0 speed to some speed is also same. The time taken is same. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So we can't tell that the second stone is acquiring the same speed as the first stone?
No, that is not a question here. Did I write 20 to 30? See, the first stone, the second stone speed is 0. Then some other speed it will get. The second stone, some other speed x it will get. The first stone speed was 20, now it has become 30. And the time taken is t. and the second stone speed is 0, and by the time the first stone has become 30, the second stone speed is x, we don't know. But the time taken for both is same. Did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Now can you solve this problem? Now see, if you are intelligent, you will solve. If you are not intelligent, you will not solve. So this is what is intelligence. If you know how to use knowledge, you are intelligent. If you don't have the knowledge, then there is no question of intelligence. See, my father used to tell, my son is very intelligent. Why? Because I used to by heart and tell everything patapat. Who is the president of India? Da, da, da. Who is the prime minister? Da, da. See, my son is so intelligent. No, I am not intelligent. There is no information. Now you have the knowledge. You apply the knowledge and solve. Then I will tell you are intelligent. So what is the question here? So how far apart the students? Now the next point is how far apart they are there. Now first of all find out this time t. Can you not find time t? You can find. So did you understand this problem here? Solve. So my dear students, see, the initial velocity is 20. The final velocity is 30. Time is t. Correct? V2 minus V1. So apply the formula. Huh?
V minus
V1 minus V2 minus V1 divided by G gives you T. Correct now? So how much is it? 30 minus 20 divided by 10 is 1 second. Understood? Got it?
Yes.
So you will get T is 1 second.
And the same for the second.
Same for the second one.
Now I can find the minus.
Isn't it? Same for the second one. Okay? Now you can find the velocity of this. What will be the velocity of this? V2 will be equal to GT.
G.
So V2 will be equal to G is 10 and time is 1 second. So this will become what? 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. So when the velocity of the first stone is 30 meters per second, the velocity of the first stone will be 10 meters per second. Did you get it now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ ಇಷ್ಟ.
Sir, I understood the first one, so second part.
See, the time taken is same. So second one is what? V2 is equal to V2 minus V1 is equal to GT. Same formula I used. So here initial is 0. Final is x. V minus 0. V minus 0 into T. Okay, V minus 0 divided by G. V2 minus V1 into G gives you T.
Yes, sir.
Into T gives you G. Got it now?
Yes.
So it is, so V2 I will get it as 10 meters per second. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now you know this, you know. Now what is the question they have asked? How far apart they are? How far apart they are means what? How far apart they are means what? They are asking you now this distance. They are asking you this distance. How far they are.
You find
If you minus the first
So you find what is the distance, this distance, you find what is this distance and subtract. You will get the answer. So time now travel is 3 seconds. So how much this stone has traveled from here to here in 3 seconds. This stone has traveled from here in 1 second. So if you take this distance traveled is x3 and this distance traveled is x1, then this interval will be what? x3 minus x1. Isn't it? So you get here x3 minus x1 is what you want, the distance traveled. So x3 is what? Half into g into 3 square.
Why?
Because it has traveled from here to here 2 seconds and additional 1 second. Minus x1 has traveled what? Half into g into first one has traveled only 1 second. 1 square. Isn't it? So half into 10 is 5. 5 is common. So 3 square is 9. Minus 1 is 8. 8 5 is 40 meters. The distance between them is 40 meters. Correct? Hello?
Yes, 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 sir.
The distance between them is 40 meters. That's the right answer?
Yes, sir.
Got it? Okay, done. Don't do it. Huh? Don't do it.